here. You're watching Technology Review.
I could have done it too. Forgot.
Hi folks, welcome to Technology Review. I'm your host, Mack Jackson Jr. And my co-host today is Sonia Petkewich. Hello, Sonia.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good, very good. Welcome back.
I know it's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now in cyber. And definitely I'm glad you're with us today to talk about that. All the hacking that's going on around the world, right? And the election coming up, the midterm election, that's a huge story as well. So we have a lot of things to talk about today, folks, but welcome to Technology Review. We are broadcasting live on Facebook Live, and we're brought to you here by WCOBM.TV. Here, Technology Review is a show that helps inform you on the latest in cybersecurity awareness, folks, and things that are going on in technology. But basically, we're making sure that we get information out to you about what's going on in cyber hacking and how to protect your privacy online. Cybersecurity awareness is very important, and all of us should know just a little bit to protect us from hackers that want to get your information. Because folks, your information is valuable. It's worth more than money because it can be cloned and duplicated, your information. You can't take $1 and duplicate it, or a $100 bill and duplicate it.
You could.
But you can duplicate information and sell it to other bad guys that are looking to get your data to do nefarious activities with, like fake credit cards, they get utility bills in your name, all that kind of stuff. But there's things you can do. So how have you been?
I've been good.
Very good. Very good. Well, tell the audience a little bit about your company again and what you guys provide.
We are Torian Consulting, and we are an IT staffing firm here in the Las Vegas market. We find jobs for IT professionals on a contract to hire basis, and we're busier than ever, which is fantastic.
All right. That's very, very good.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. If you're out there looking for a career in IT, information technology, definitely contact Sonia's company, and she can get you set up here with a position or job and a career in IT. Also, do you know this is our 301st episode?
Oh, really? Well, that's kind of exciting.
301 episodes since 2013.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Long time. Long time doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, cyber attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could just name off all the companies that have been hit by cyber attacks, right? Considering everything from Sony to Target to
Home
Equifax, Home Depot.
Panera Bread was one.
Panera Bread, that great salads. Come on, we're going to hack them too, right? All of them, big cyber attacks. But the one that I want to talk about today a little bit is the one that's going on with Facebook.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that too, right?
Yes.
It's been on the news. That your Facebook account's been attacked, and I've heard reporters from around the world say, sorry, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, right.
If you've been attacked, you've been hacked. But what does that mean, being hacked? If it means that they have your personal information, you know, that's fine. That's possible. That's true. That could be a hack. Nothing is going on now with it. That doesn't mean that the hackers are not going to try later on to try to compromise you.
Sure.
And use your information.
Yeah.
Now, there's a thing on Facebook, you know, when you set up the social media, you have a profile set up, right? Well, what they, meaning the bad guys, have been doing is duplicating your profile. Right. They'll copy your pictures, just basically highlight of your profile on your Facebook page, and they'll create a fake Facebook page, and they get your friends to hop on and
send requests
on your fake Facebook page, right? And then they'll write stories and blogs about either a political issue or some other fake news, quote, fake news, fake news event surrounding your fake profile, and people thinking it's you, and it's not.
Right.
Now think about that. If you could do that with an individual profile times 2, times 3, times 10, so there could be hundreds of different profiles of Sonia, for example, right, on Facebook. Which one is real? Which one is not?
Sure. I think it's hard too because I get a lot of requests from people, and you know, they're no one I know, but somehow they're connected one or two, and it's usually the same people. So I'm always thinking their accounts are compromised, right? And then it's always some random. It's either some random gentleman who's in a military uniform,
there
right?
we go. Yes.
And they're connected to one or two of my friends, but then they don't have any history.
Right.
So, like, you can't see their page.
No history, no photos.
Or it's like a really young female person who's also connected to typically one of the 2 or 3 or 4 same people that I'm connected with. So they're kind of getting in somehow. And I always delete them, right? I always delete that request, delete request.
One of your friends didn't know when they accepted it.
Right.
It makes it look like they're legitimate.
Right.
That's how it
perpetuates.
Spreads.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's the same on LinkedIn too. I mean, I think you have to be very aware, and I use those differently, right? I use them in my business. I use LinkedIn and Facebook. But I use LinkedIn to connect with people to find for job opportunities.
Right.
And the bigger my network is, the bigger I'm able to find that needle in the haystack. And so, but I still look at every connection to kind of see, is this a legit page? Is it a legit person? And I hide my contacts from other people because I don't want them to then go and target those people if I let someone slip through.
Yep.
But in Facebook, I think it's sort of a different mental game because people just want connections.
Right. You try to build up that social media connection with Facebook, and that's a vulnerability now.
Right.
It used to be a benefit, but now it's a vulnerability. People do it. So think about this. If the hackers or a group of hackers, they use their Autobots to create these fake accounts, think if they did that to half the people on Facebook.
Sure.
And quadruple it. That would really bring down Facebook. Because now you can't tell who's real, who's not real with all these fake profiles.
Right.
Facebook will be bombarded with requests to delete accounts. Then the hackers will jump in on that, and they'll say, delete that account and the real account. To really screw it up.
Well, isn't there something with Twitter where you get your account verified? Like
that's what we're going to
talk about. There's like some sort of method that you have to go through in order to say that this is the real whoever
the real
it
person.
is.
Absolutely, yes. There's a couple of things that Facebook's working on that too. We'll talk about as well. One of the things that Facebook suggests that people do is to have to use a two-factor authentication, two-tier authentication, two-factor authentication.
Right.
And for those of you who are not familiar with that, basically you use your cell phone as a way to verify that it's you to log in. What's going to happen is three-tier, three-factor authentication. They get that pumped up. But again, folks, it's great to have this two-tier authentication using your cell phone to log into Facebook. It'll send you a code, and you make sure that it's you that's logging into it. However, what they're doing now is putting security around your cell phone, and we've been preaching about this a lot for years. Make sure that on your cell phone you have antivirus software and VPN software on your smart device, on your cell phones, because if that phone gets hacked, that's usually our contact with the world now.
And a lot of people are using Facebook to log into other sites.
That's the other. That's number 2.
I'm guilty of doing that. Though I've been trying to wean myself off of that because then it sort of eliminates me being tied, right? So all the passwords and everything.
It's like that single sign-on that Microsoft, and I have an issue with single sign-on too. I know there's other IT people believe in single sign-on. I'm kind of against single sign-on because of that particular reason. Facebook also suggests that you go into settings under Facebook and delete or turn off any third-party connections or third-party apps that connected to your Facebook account. And I've done that as well. I was very surprised. I looked in there, there was probably 20 or 30 that were connected. But it's really interesting. So when you turn all those off, then you go back into the apps, it says, oh, you're not signed on anymore. You have to sign on through us. You know. And
someone was saying, I saw some post the other day. I was talking about the the hack and how it came after the presidential alert.
Yes.
Which was already implemented before. It was already the system, right?
It was created.
Yes, before
previous administrations.
And it's important. I mean, if people are, I'd rather know and be aware of a national disaster.
True, and that's the only thing that's supposedly going to be sent.
Right.
Is national emergencies, not any crazy tweets from 45. Not crazy tweets, just.
Gosh, it could be so much fun. Though then the hacking or whatever you want to call it started after, and so people are trying to tie that together, which I think is just fueling the negative conversation, right? But this post I was following was like saying how now that we're leading up to this election, to be wary of those like little online quizzes and things. If those start to like circulate
online
back,
quizzes,
it's not worth your time, people. Don't do it.
It's not. Online quiz, and the ones that say, let's take your Facebook profile photo and they'll morph it into something and say what celebrities do you look like.
Yeah, you really don't look like Julia Roberts.
Right. They're morphing, or they'll look at your profile and say, oh, you look like you're part Italian, you look part German. Those sites can be fake as well. Now, but Facebook, they're stepping up their efforts to do more due diligence and Q&A on these different third-party companies, and make sure they're legitimate. But still, it's so hard, so difficult, so many of these. So we have to do our due diligence, folks, to be a part of it. Hey, thanks everybody for logging in to us. Yes, we have lots of different viewers there. We appreciate you logging in. We're live here on Facebook Live.
Hey, I know some of those people.
Yeah, yeah, I really appreciate you guys joining us here on our discussion with Sonia Petkewich. Definitely. Very, very much so. That's good.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah, yes it is.
Yeah, so I think, I don't know, we've talked about it so much. Like, we like the convienience of it all and the fun of it all, but then we tend to give away all of our privacy as a result of it.
It's amazing we say that, oh, big brother, the federal government's going to want information, but then we'll turn around and give Facebook. And I've had a client that told me that they went to 7-Eleven, and 7-Eleven, the grocery 7-Eleven convenience store, wanted personal identifiable information for a free hot dog.
Oh,
and she said she did it, and as she walked out the store, she's thinking, I can't believe I just gave them that information. They want to know her age, where she lived, her zip code, phone number, and they would give her coupons.
Yeah.
And she thought, for a hot dog, sure.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You flip the script, it had been the government saying, hey, we want to give this information.
Oh, yeah. Everyone would be up in arms.
It's big brother, right?
People want it both ways. It's not fair.
They do, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, for those of you out there with Facebook, make sure that you use a two-factor authentication. Make sure that you change your password regularly too. That's very, very important. And you eliminate your connection to third-party apps.
Yeah.
Also, there is a website that I want you guys to remember to take a look at. Yeah, there's a website I want you to take a look at. I posted this on my Facebook page a few weeks ago. It's called haveibeenpwned.com. Have you guys heard of that? The website again is called Have Pwned. And what that stands for is that has your user ID and password been hacked? What has happened now with hackers, they have hacked several different corporations from around the world and have gone into the servers, grabbed this information in databases, and made it public to other hackers. Just like we preach, folks, information is a new currency.
Yeah.
So what this site does, all you enter in is your email address. That's all you have to enter, your email address. And it will tell you what sites have your email information.
Yeah.
And it's very important. I'll tell you why it's important. There's a thing called sextortion. It's an extortion email campaign, and I got one of them. And I'm going to bring. If you come to my lunch and learn that I'm going to do at the Switch Innovation Center, I'm going to bring up this email. It was really amazing. This woman sends me an email and she says, Mac, we have your password. And she printed my user ID and my password from 6 years ago. Okay, I always change my password regularly all the time, but she printed because it was in a database of a hacked company.
Right.
It could have been Sony, it could have been Target, or anything within the last six years. And she printed. She goes, well, I'm going to let all your Facebook friends know that you're looking at porn. I'm like, well, I'm single. Okay. And they were going to morph a porn site with my photo, unless I sent her $7,000 in Bitcoin.
Great.
And she says, please reply back. I'm thinking, you really think I'm going to reply back?
Yeah.
So I immediately took the email and I sent it to my friends that I work with at the FBI, folks, and the Secret Service. And they responded back to me with a link to the Federal Trade Commission. There are hundreds of thousands of these emails being sent to people from around the world. But you know, folks, the worst thing about it, there are people who are paying it because they're fear that this is actually true. So if you're hearing my message, I'm telling you, folks, tell a friend, tell people that you know. If you get this email, definitely ignore it.
Yeah, forward it to authorities.
Forward to authorities, Federal Trade Commission, absolutely. And also make sure you put a little...
camera on, camera blocker.
Camera blocker on your laptop or desktop if you're looking at porn.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy stuff that people are doing now, trying to get your data, your information. So definitely do that. And again, that website is called haveibeenpwned.com. Definitely check it out. I was very surprised there was like 6 different websites from companies that had my user ID and password from 6 years ago. Jeez. So it's very important you change your password frequently. And those of you out there,
passphrase.
Thank you, with a passphrase. Change your password with a passphrase.
See, I've been listening. Somewhere back in show 244, you talked about that.
That's right. Have a passphrase, folks, and not a password. And again, the reasons why not a password. There's a database right now that's in the darknet that has over 1 trillion different combinations of any type of password you can think of. Okay, password. It could be your sports team, your name, the word password.
Yeah, your kid's birthday.
Kid's birthday, all of that. It's already set up. So you need a passphrase, something that you can understand, that your family can understand, but it makes it harder for hackers to attack. And another thing you should do is have a password management system.
Yes.
And what that means is that
within
within your browser.
Show 240.
That's right.
I listened to that too.
in your browser, you should have a password management system. What this does is it will remember all of the websites that you visit. It will encrypt your user ID and your password. So therefore, you don't have to remember it.
Yeah.
When you go into the browser, you type in just one user ID and password, and the system will encrypt and remember all of your user ID and passwords. Therefore, you can change them regularly and not have to worry too much about it.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because if you run a business or small company and you have to share your passwords, like there's access, or you have maybe like an assistant who shops for you or schedules appointments or pays your credit card bills, if there's a way to share password access without sharing access, and they can never change it, right? They can never change the password, so it's a really good tool.
Yeah, a great example of that, if you have an assistant or someone working for you that's going to make purchases for you, let's say on Amazon, you can use your password management system to send that associate a link, and they just click on the link, it will automatically take them into the application, for example, of Amazon, and they can do what they need to do, and they will not know your password or user ID. And you can have where it's timed too, so you tell them you have an hour to do this, or it will shut you down. You know, delete, take you back out of the system. So yeah, it's a very, very good system to use right now, having a password management system. So those are some of the things that we recommend for you to use, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So next one, presidential election that's coming up, midterm election.
Yeah, time to get out and vote.
Absolutely, folks. Definitely get out and vote. We have a phrase that we say, I'm sure it's a cliche now, we will remember in November. That's right. We remember in November, so definitely get out and vote, folks. But what's interesting to note, too, that Congress has finally released $380 million to hire people like myself and others in this industry, and hopefully your company too, to work on making sure that our elections are protected from hackers that want to go in and try to intrude and break it down. It's been proven now that Russia was part of it, but guys, there's also been evidence now that's showing that China has been behind it too, and of course North Korea as well. But again, those are nation states that are part of it. We have to also be concerned with the insider threat of disgruntled employees within our organizations too behind it. Here in Las Vegas, a couple months ago, we had DEF CON and Black Hat, and there was an experiment that they tried to hack into one of the Florida elections. It was a simulation of the Florida election machine, and the hackers were able to do it within 11 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
11 minutes. And there was I think a 12-year-old on the team.
Oh wow.
On the team that did it. And it was a vulnerability with Windows. Guess which one? Windows XP.
Who's still using that?
Windows XP. Florida elections. They were using Windows XP. No one uses that anymore.
Come on, Jeb Bush. Catch up.
It's vulnerability, folks. They need to make sure. So hopefully now, with this money that Congress has released, it will help all the states participate in the protection of this.
I mean, elections are coming up so soon. It seems like it's kind of late.
Yes, less than 28 days.
Yeah,
true. It's late right now, but they are definitely trying. Russia did a really, really good job of propaganda, and I get emails all the time. People are saying, "Well, how do they, change the American votes?" That's really crazy.
Right.
They did it just like they've done it back in World War II, using propaganda, folks, trying to convince people something that isn't true. They put up fake Facebook pages. They sent out fake news articles. Even got paid people to do fake videos, and they would post it to different accounts. Those of us who didn't know would think that stuff's true, and then they share it with other people, and that's how it spread, causing us to vote in a certain way.
It's not a left versus right situation. They're going to go after both parties, and both parties take that totally out of the equation. I think it's up to the individual voter to be educated on what it is they want to vote on. There's all these issues just facing Nevada, whether it's one, vote yes or no on one, or yes or no on three. These are things that impact our lives, but it's so easy to just click share
That's right. Click share,
or
share
just
with somebody.
forward, and just not doing the research.
Without citing it, yeah. I say it to my students all the time. I need you to cite where you got this information from. You can't just say, Uncle Ben said this. No, you got to know where you got it from. And I ask for more sources now from my students, too, when they turn their papers, and making sure that stuff is legitimate and real. And,
or even just you read a headline and you think, oh my gosh, is that legit? Just Google that exact headline to see what else is out there. And I think it's a shame because people want to push their agenda. Again, this is not a left or right conversation. This is just what's happening to our society right now. Is people just want to fear monger into thinking this is bad or this is good. And
and this is much cheaper for countries like Russia to come and attack us using cyber warfare than launching a bomb or using military over here. Right? You can use social engineering and get people to destroy themselves from within, then they have to just walk in because they're trying to bring down our democracy. And there are countries that are trying to do that. And we must stay vigilant and aware, cybersecurity awareness. And speaking of cybersecurity awareness, we have a program of my company on cybersecurity awareness education. It's an online training program that we are launching for businesses and individuals. With this online training program, folks, you will understand and see, you will be introduced to case studies, the techniques that hackers are trying to do to acquire your information from home and from work. You can go to my website at mackjacksonjr.com or mjcc.com and sign on to the University of MJ Computer Concepts and sign up your folks for this class. So you definitely have a lot of information you will learn. Also, the good news, our course just got approved by Homeland Security 2 months ago. Approved, and therefore the course is available for all federal employees. So you're a federal employee out there, the government will pay for your training program.
Really? That's great.
Yes. So you just need to promote it and get them to sign up for it and take the course. Also, the state of Nevada, all of the legal entities, including lawyers and judges, also can take the course for CLE, continuing educational credit.
That's pretty good
as well. So
I think there's some naivety around people and how much we as business owners trust our employers, our employees to not click or to not be at risk or to even know what's going on. And we talk about it, and I have a pretty small team, but we'll start to see emails come in and it'll be from OneDrive or Dropbox, and we just put our head up and question hey, are we expecting something? And we have a very open dialogue about it, and I just don't think enough companies are even aware of the risk or how quickly and easily something like this can happen. And we've sort of seen ransomware hasn't been talked about as much in the news. It doesn't mean that it's going away.
That's right. Ransomware is still strong, folks. Social engineering, too, and spear phishing, where, Sonia was saying, where hackers would pretend that there's someone within your company, and I'll send you an email requesting have a wire transfer or wire change. And it's no, it never happened.
Yeah, but if they're able to make that communication look like an everyday communication that you would normally get, and that's what they have the time to do that. Once they're in, a lot of times these hackers are in people's environments for a long time before they actually do the damage, because they're just getting to know patterns or just understanding what an email looks like. When a CFO says a wire transfer has to go through or cut this check or that check, they just they're taking their time.
I've seen it where companies, they have a new they create a policy in a Word document and they'll send it to their employees. The hackers will intercept that policy. Now they know exactly the process of how wire transfers are done, and they'll social engineer an individual and steal it that way.
We have to stay smarter than them.
We do. We have to stay on top of it, folks. You could definitely do that. Again, you can contact my company, MJ Computer Concepts, folks. And my website, mackjacksonjr.com. That's mackjacksonjr.com. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and go to my YouTube page, folks. YouTube page. Remember to share, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel here on Technology Review, and to review information that we have here on Cybersecurity Awareness Education. Sonia, again, would give information about your company.
Oh, sure. Get a hold of you. Yeah, it's Sonia at taurianconsulting.net. That's TAUREAN consulting.net.
All right, definitely, folks. Definitely appreciate this. We're going to have more shows here and WCOBM.tv, and again with Sonia, be my co-host, and we'll do more.
Super fun.
We'll do more stuff, and we'll keep you informed, folks, what's going on. Definitely contact me regarding cybersecurity awareness, and it's something that we all should be a part of. Yes, and I want to thank everybody for being a part of our show today, including Danny Vegas. We have Bruce, Brad.
I know. Joe Olivas. Hello.
Yeah, that's great. Christina, thank you. Ralph, all right. Charmaine, yes, and everybody who's joined us here on Facebook live.
Awesome.
We're going to be doing lots more of this stuff, folks. You can get a hold of me at mackjacksonjr.com. That's mackjacksonjr.com. We'll see you next time here on Technology Review. Thank you again, Sonia.
Yes, it was awesome.
Gene Wood's Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Wood's Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have boar's head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.